Hello and welcome to the Sound Test Room. My name is Jakob. I'm your host and you're watching a hack vlog. In this vlog, I'll be talking about this thing right here. It's my DubMasta. It's something that I built from scratch. Now the DubMasta is a Midi controller. It might look like a mixer, but there's no audio going through it. It's all digital and it only sends out and receives Midi information. Now it's got a lot of controlling elements, altogether 98 controlling elements that you can touch, pull and twist. It's all spread out over 25 faders, 32 knobs and 41 buttons. That's an impressive amount of controlling elements. The buttons doesn't actually do anything yet. I never got around to making them work. On top of all the controlling elements, it's also got 26 LEDs in red, yellow and green. And they do work. Only one of them do. It's also got a 2x16 alphanumeric display. That does work. Regarding connectivity, it's got one Midi in, one Midi out and two Midi through. You see, I wanted to be able to use all kinds of Midi devices, and having access to two through ports is quite nice. That's another thing that doesn't work. The through ports, I never connected them. All of it is fitted inside a wooden frame that I stained. It actually looked like this once. I went out looking for some wood with the right kind of, what do you call it? The rings inside the tree. I wanted a certain pattern on it. So I went out looking for wood for quite some time before I decided on what pieces I wanted to use. Now I could have built this frame myself, but I didn't have the space for it. I was living in a cramped one-room apartment, so I just couldn't. So I gave the wood to a carpenter friend of my father's, and he built the frame for me. And he did an excellent job. I then stained the frame later on. I absolutely love dark wood. It's got a steel plate at the bottom and now it's a bit rusty, but I kind of like that. The panels are made out of aluminum. I didn't make those panels myself. I actually hired someone to do it for me. He used his own DIY built CNC cutter to actually make my panels. Now at the time I was so deep into planning what I was gonna do, trying just to get the economy to work. This whole project cost me in the end about $1,400 to build, spread out over a year. Yes, it took me a year to build, mainly because I couldn't afford the parts and stuff that I wanted. I even had to cut back on the quality of some products that I put into my DubMasta, like these faders. Among the worst types of faders you could get, they're not very good. They jitter. Jittering is not good. If you don't know what that is, I can just tell you that when you slide the fader from one point to another, you're not getting a clean signal out. The signal is doing like that. If I pull some of the faders to certain points, if my DubMasta is connected to a door and controlling like a mixer, you can see the mixer fader on the door just jumping up and down like crazy. Now imagine when that happened when I used this live. Yeah, I used to use it live on stage. Building the DubMasta was a great experience for me. Before that, I had actually built some stuff, but I knew almost nothing about electronics. I still don't. I don't even know what some of the components do. I don't know how circuits work, but I know how to read instructions and I know how to solder. See, that's one thing you have to be good at. Look at the wiring here. Can you imagine how much soldering I had to do? You see, I could have used like contacts, but I was cheap poor, so I decided to just solder the cable ends directly to the pins. Not a good idea, especially not when you have to disassemble stuff. I also had to learn how to program, and I don't mean like writing pure basic code, because I can't. The DubMasta is actually something called a Midi box. The Midi box project allows you to build all kinds of stuff, like the SID synthesizer I built. That's also one kind of a Midi box. So you have like an operating system on a chip that you can then fill up with any kind of instructions on what it should be and do. I could barely afford food and my rent, but I wanted to build it so badly and I wanted to use it on stage, you know. I wanted something that would be sturdy, heavy and with lots and lots of controlling elements on it. Now look at the power supply that I built. It's so sexy. I didn't actually build that That carpenter friend of mine I talked about that built the frame, he built the box that I put the circuits inside. So all of the woodwork for this entire project was made by Hans, my most favorite German carpenter. Going back and looking at the pictures now, I can remember everything that happened, everything I thought. I didn't know anything about electronics before I started building. I had to learn through Googling, help from friends and forums. And the Midi box forums was a big help. And also for Swedish viewers, Svenska Elektronikforumet, they helped me a lot. So, you know, big thanks to all of these people from both these forums. You were great inspiration, great help to me. If you're watching this and you're wondering, should I build something myself? I would say yes. Don't start with a project like this. Horrible amount of time you need to spend on doing something like this. Well, I hope you think the story of my DubMasta was somewhat interesting. And as usual, Doug Woods, Colin Sweeney, and me, Jakob Hackett@soundtestrum.com, wishes you a very productive week. Now go finger your surfaces and have a lot of fun doing it.